that what has happened? That they were tortured and brought before the panel to be interviewed?
That some of them were tortured, yes.
The proposition is that they were tortured, then brought before the panel to be interviewed.
Be
interviewed. You agree?
Some of them cancel, yes, that's what I said.
And that you personally knew that these people were tortured and then brought before the panel?
Yes, Council.
The members of the panel also generally knew that these people were tortured and brought before the panel to be interviewed.
Yimbe panel o ben kala hewbe don ender panel o be anduno be yimbe be lappuno men ha pari ontumo be alda dumen yeso panel o.
I believe so, Council. Holy the Council.
And the general environment in the room was also intimidating, wasn't it?
Piji din no wonirno ender sudundu don tigi dum no hulbini.
It was very tense, yes, Council.
It was tense, that may be true, but it was also intimidating to the suspects.
Haligo don pijidi no woniri ender sudundu gonga wulno kono no hulbinno kala pour yimbe addabe don.
You agree?
I know it was tense, Council.
The question is, was it also intimidating to the suspects?
If
that's what they said, yes. But Mike, it was a tense situation.
Why was it tense?
Because of the presence of different characters within the room.
Could you further explain what you mean by different characters? Can you identify who these characters were?
Sawi sifa yimbe hewbe wala sifa yimbe wombe don ko mifala fritina firadum men Allah hono dum woniri.
The panel members aside,
and the panel members themselves amounted to how many? 16, we were told, correct?
Yimbe wombe nder panel o sime si min nanno ko yimbe sappo e jeego wona non.
I can't be precise on the number. I know for the police we were 6.
Mi wawata gongende dum don ko mi andi ko kono mi andi menen sango amen sango police ko men jeego.
But we did this yesterday. You and I, we did this and we counted about 16.
Mi yama hanki men yewtuno fi odo tonon ko men kontuno hanki ko yimbe sappo e jeego.
We counted about 16.
You counted because you even omitted a name and I mentioned a name, so I wouldn't know what was there before. If it is 16, I'll agree because I don't know the real names of the members.
Well, I asked you, could it be up to 16?
Let's put it this way.
You gave us 6 names from the police. That's Demba, Sowe, Lamin Cisse, Seydou Ndour, Boto Keita, Lamin Cham, and Abdoulaye Sow.
Yes, Council.
Hey, Council.
You gave us 4 names from the NIA.
In the NIA.
Momodo Haidara, Yusufa Fai, Usman Bojang, and Bajinka.
Yes. Council.
That is 10.
And
then you gave us another 3 names from the army, that is Bobaji, Mfali Jabang, and Musa Bojan. That makes it 13.
Yes.
Okay. Langton Bongtamba was a member of the panel. He said that.
If that's what he said, yes. That's not my understanding.
That would make it 14. You also had the others, Musa Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Alaji Martin, who you say were regularly present.
Musa Jame, Tumbul Tamba, Alaji Martin, Benkala Araino don waktu.
No, Council. I said the regular ones were Musa and Tumbulu, but then Martin was not the regular person.
Musa and Tumbul were regular. That would make it already 16.
Musa e Tumbulu ben barat don toujours be wayrata don.
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And there was Martin also occasionally present, correct?
Martin kala waktu mbarayno don wona gonga.
Yes.
There were also the junglers present.
Weyte be a jungula be ben kala arayno don,
who were moving in and out of the interview panel.
Ben kala be arayno be natta ender sududu be ni natta be ni yalta.
Yes.
And some of them were armed.
Yes, Council.
Council.
With what type of weapons?
No, I don't know these weapons. I don't know their names.
You don't know their names?
I don't know, Council.
But do you know their type?
Council, they were armed. I think with me that should be enough. That's all I can say.
Well, to us, it's not enough. We want to know more. What type of weapons did they have?
I have no idea about the type of weapons, Council.
Did they have rifles?
Council, that's, I don't know whether pistols or, but they were armed. They were armed.
Did they have rifles?
It could be, Council. I am not denying the fact that they were armed. So,
what were they armed with?
They were having guns. So whatever what you can deduce from that.
Yes, but you saw them, didn't you?
Yes, I do see some of them.
You saw them carry guns?
Basically, I would see the pistols in their holsters and stuff like that. That much I know.
But exactly.
That you can easily identify.
Well, this is the answer I was looking for. What type of guns? Yes. Pistols or rifles? Did you see You saw some with rifles, with pistols, correct?
Pistols.
Did you see any with rifles?
I don't remember, but they may have it, Council.
Well, we were told that there was always a military person with a rifle sitting to the left of the person being interviewed.
I know, Council, the closest normally would be one of two, that is Musa and Tundu would be the ones I observed very close, because they are normally at the gate. As you enter, they are on the left.
Did you say the gate? Did you say the gate?
The door of the room.
But apart from Tungul and Musa, would there be a person, a soldier with a rifle, who would be sitting to the left of the person being interviewed?
Sona Tungul and Musa, ho soldar goddo wonata don jodo jungo nano neddo mo anduda ko kanko foti kanko be lamdata ho goddo soldar goddo wonata don.
I didn't notice that, Council.
But this is something that happened on a daily basis.
I can't dispute that fact, but I said I didn't notice it. I know at the corners, normally you'll have one or two, but then for somebody to sit by the suspect, honestly, if somebody said...
I did not say by the suspect. If somebody was sitting here, that person would be sitting by me. I said to the left of the witness, it could be, say, where the fan is located, somebody may be seated there with the rifle.
Yani takko am tigi kono non sita neddo mo anduda tuma don no jodi jungo non makko woddat seda non kono be wiino goddo jodanno don jom finkari.
I didn't notice that. I've not seen that.
So you mentioned two guys by the flanks, correct?
Yeah.
And would they be carrying guns?
Yes, Council.
Hey, Council.
And we received information that the junglers were also milling around.
Men hebi kibar kala wonda ma be wiite be jonglabe ben kala be wona don be ni nata yalta.
Correct?
That could be the people that are at the corners, but when we are seated, we don't allow people to be wheeling around.
No, I don't go bang you when you be under my man, one of them had a dedicated to talk at the Sowe, correspondent, and ye have enjoyed the food to Jordan. I mean, General Hagor Lower Puma or another.
The men in black, were they not coming in and out?
Yimbe borni ko bawliko ho ben nat aratadon ben nata ben yalta.
In and out would only be when we escort. Otherwise, they are static posting somewhere behind normally. Whilst we are seated, I remember seeing anybody, because that would obstruct what we are doing too.
You don't have to go any one dark beggar suit on because you don't see me having food joined them and joined I got allowed or another yelt.
The men in black, which outfit in the military did they belong to?
Be yimbe manura ben borniko bawliko ben sengo hombo betawa ender soldarabe.
What do you mean when you say outfit in the military? Because they are soldiers.
Yes.
I don't understand what you mean.
Which unit, which part of the military they belong to?
Ender soldarabe, and the soldarabe kala beni mari palasuji manura beni serti ko sengo honto betawa.
At that time I didn't know, but later I came to know that they form part of the state guards.
From yellow miandano kono yes miandu no wanda makambe ko state house to ko be
At that time you did not know they were from state guards?
Ontuna on waktu tigi andano ko state house be.
So I think I told you I was away for almost 2 years, and I came 3 weeks, then I joined. So you should take that as a fact.
And so I'm saying me wanda mi alano gole den ko yada dubididi mi ay ko mi erti tan yo ender ha jonde didi be mirutul la e golle den so ida way mandade dum nga den la jonde den.
But it was obvious to you that they were soldiers of the Gambia National Army.
Kono laabi wonde ma be ko soldarabe wanda ko soldarabe Gambia betawa.
That was my belief.
And some of them had their faces covered with masks.
Telo no tawa maji ko masku be borrata yeso mabbe yetake.
Yes.
Hey.
And in that and obviously it is generally known that those people, the men in black or black and Tumbul Tamba and Musa Jame, that these were junglers.
Tenon hewbe anduno be yimbe manduda kambe bornata di gude baleji ɓen noon wiyeteɗo Tungul Tamba e Moussa Jamme heewɓe anndi ɓe noon koye jonglaɓe ɓe tawa.
I wouldn't know that, Council.
Council.
But did you later know that these were the junglers?
ɗum noon ko ɓurno ko yawno ha yeeso ha ɓooyi a andano ha joni ɓe koye jonglaɓe ɓe tawa.
Yes, Council.
Hey, Council.
And it is generally known that the junglers were the killer squad for the president.
Non hewɓe on tuma ɓe anduno ko ɓe jonglaɓe woni yimɓe mo anduɗa kamɓe woni waroɓe pour yeeso leydi ndi.
I wouldn't know that too, to be honest. But
even that time, already, people were talking about the junglers, and people were very fearful of the junglers, correct?
No hay on waktu yimɓe fuɗɗuno haala ɓenin haala fiiɓe jonglaɓe tenon hewɓe no hulno ɗumen fi maɓɓe on tuma dal no hulɓini.
Correct?
That time, you mean during the course of the investigations?
During that time, people were already fearful of the unit called junglers.
On tuma yimɓe no hulno ɓe yimɓe wiyeteɓe jongla.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, that may be.
But that environment you describe as being tense was frightening, wasn't it?
Wayri wiɗa ka nder suudu ndu ɗon no wuli piiji ɗin no woniri ɗon hay on tigi tigi wona hunde mo annduɗa no hulɓini pour yimɓe wona ɗon.
It was a cause for concern anyway. I know this is a soldier issue, so they know each other. It's a civilian, maybe that's a different thing, but soldier to soldier, and that may be, if that is their testimony, I will agree with that.
We are not talking about those who have testified here before. We are talking about your perception. You, the person sitting there, did you notice that that environment was frightening? Wona ben yimɓe fimaɓe men halta kono noon komin halta ko ɗum woni ɓe piiji ɗin no woniri on suudu on tuma ɗum no sa daari tigi tigi mi wawa wonde wona dulamo annduɗa no hulɓini ko ɗum mi haali.
Usage of the word tense was my perception. It was not a general thing I said. It was my perception.
Media mi ko wonda ma ton hari zudum no warano don harto affaire fo hino wurno dum don ko media dum don ona fi hala fo no e sengo fo.
Tense and frightening are different.
Sangari hala angele we are tense hala goddo kala we are frightening then di piji didi no wuli no hulbini be nandano wona gonga.
I have accepted what you said, that it was tense. I ask you, was it frightening?
Council, it was tense.
Council, there should not be.
I think, Mr. Chair, this is another round. You see? Did the situation give rise to fear?
That
is subjective, Council.
Would a reasonable person sitting there within all that environment, did it look fearful?
Ala ko nangino mbeni selli kon on sinati on dula no woniri don non ho on hulata.
That depends on the orientation of that reasonable person.
What do you understand the word tense to mean?
On kongol ko tuba ko be wiata tense on ko holum hono andirda dum.
The place was not the ordinary. It doesn't have the ordinary looks because of the combination of people presence there. So we can give it any meaning.
No.
We want to understand what you're saying.
The
ordinary look of things, that is a physical issue. You talk about tents. What do you mean when you said it was tents?
Andari egite no woniri ko yida ko kongo ngol ko tuba ko be wiata tens ko dum woni mi fala pour firtina men don woni.
I said in that room you have different characters.
So the
question is, what
and
do
among
you
those
mean by
characters,
tents?
I think you will have to allow me to continue.
No, you have said that several times.
And it has to do with my answer.
The question is, what do you mean by tents?
I said the presence of these characters make the place look tense. That's what I said. Because you never know who is who. So therefore, that has a feeling. Individually, you have a feeling. That feeling, in my view, hesitation to say what even you want to say. So that's what I mean when I say it was tense.
There was some uneasiness at that time. Everybody felt the temperature, isn't it?
If that's the word you would prefer, I mean tense. So,
Mr. Witness, the idea of you testifying is to be helpful to the commission. You understand? We're trying to understand what you mean. Okay? So try to be helpful to the commission. All right? Was it that it was, everybody felt uneasy, there was a bit of a temperature in the room, you thought that, you know, you are not free to say or do whatever you wanted?
Berde mabbe tenkali wadat ha wobbe sibe ari don sibe fala halde be mi joto tawdo be hala ko be foti halde o ko dum wadi mi wi pour fitina men ko wiida ko angale ko be wi ko tens ko dum mi fala hala na men an labbina dum pour yimbe anda don no wonno.
I wasn't talking about what everybody feels. It's a feeling that I said the area was tense. Maybe different from others.
The point I'm trying to get is whether there was an element of fear. And I want to test whether by saying tense, to you, it included an element of fear. And that's why I'm trying to interrogate what you mean by when you said it was tense. So your description, perhaps leave this for now. This is just an English definition. What you said suggests to me, at least my understanding, is that there was, the atmosphere was a bit charged. There was some uneasiness. You know, and it was like the temperature was hot, everybody was a bit uneasy. Is that what you meant when you said it was tense?
Yo no wano dal wombe don berde mabbe tenkali ko dum mi fala andu ko dum mi lamdo wondema sita dum no nattina ko nandi e ko hulbini e der berde yimbe.
I'm not sure whether my feeling was the feeling of everybody, but then I know for sure my feeling was that this is an environment one need to be careful of. That's my feeling. And I kept my feeling to myself.
You see, Mr. Witness, what you are trying to do, you're trying to tell us that you were in a cocoon you were there in isolation of everything that was going on, and you were oblivious of everything that was going on. You were just one single element that had no interaction with what was going on at all. What is the picture you're trying to show? You want to talk about just you don't want to talk about the panel.
Ko halda ko de ko dum firti wondema aparani halde fi panel o ko halda ko holliri ko dum an hore ma rek anduda no wayno ko an ko yida ko ko woni bandu ma ko woni bernde ma o ko dum rek wawata halde ko dum rek anduda no wayno rek an tum woni ka der sudundu ko wombe don mo anduda do wondi mabbe don ben fi mabbe ha jaka no ko non ko dum no nandi dal ko dum hollirta an horema rek fi horema rek anduda e der sudundu.
The commission is interested in how you felt or what you knew personally, but the commission is also interested in your perception about everything that was what was going on at that time. That is what would make your testimony complete, not just when you talked about yourself.
Commission gonga be fala andu de FIMA an horema no yida PGD no yarata ni dum fo no moƴƴi kono be fala andu de kala an horema e ko yida ko e gandal ma e der suudu ndu PGD no woniri don e aye yimbe no anduda ko aye ben kala woni don hono be hono yida dum hono yirda PGD e suudu ndu dum kala commission o heba fala andude ko no yirda dum an horema.
So you may be right, Council, but I think you also need to appreciate the fact that I am testifying as to what I know.
No, I go on down the
in the context of the room.
Okay, let me do it differently. Were you the only one who felt that the environment was charged?
Ko antan yi piji no yirda dum ne dal don dula on dal yimbe ben balde mabbe tenkali.
I'm not so. I cannot say that whether I was the only one.
Again, you are refusing to say that that is what was generally felt by members of the panel. You are refusing to say that.
No, I know that Johnny Odo Kala Salim Halde wombe ender panel o yimbe wombe don ben no be woni don no be yiri hajo no yarata ben kala parani halde dal fi mabbe.
That may be your take, but then what I say,
well, I will prove it. You are just refusing. It's not that you don't know it. You are deliberately refusing to say it because you don't want to help the investigation.
Wonani wondema andani de kono asali pour halde dum tenon asali pour okkude ballal no men lijjinti no pijidin.
And I would ask you this,
but I can talk about my feelings. I said very clearly.
You can also talk about what was discussed.
Let
me ask you, were you all comfortable with the presence of the men in black and the soldiers and Alaji Martin and Tumbul Tambad and Malia Mungu, the junglers? Were all of you comfortable with that?
Pour sandari futandema jongla be wombe don be bornoto be ko bawliko ha Tumbul Tamba wite do Malia Mungu Musa Jamme Alaji Martin ben sibe ari be ta be natti sudundu be woni don on woltoto pour be wona don na walla kono yi on yirta dum.
Not within the panel room, anyway. We are not comfortable.
Wasn't that the reason why the temperature, wasn't that the reason why it was tense?
Johnny, wana umuni dalila ko waddo kon ha me wi sudundu wulat si yahi ha on waktu si sudundu wulat walla ko tuba ko be weta tense wana ko on woni dalila on.
Well, that was what I said, Council. I think I shared the presence of the different characters.
council mi sekki mi haali ɗum si ɓe yimɓe ɓe anana ɓe immori celɗe ɗuɗuɗe celɗe sertuɗe ɓe are ɓe tawi men nder ton ara nder suudu mum haɗa fuɗɗi ko wulude.
Were you the only one person who knew this fact?
Ko an rek anduno on wondema ko noon woniri.
Or was it known to all members of the panel?
Walla yimɓe wonɓe nder panel on wonɓe ɗon ɓe fof andi ɗum.
Their presence was in the room, so everybody in the panel saw them. But the feeling is where I don't know.
Si ɓe ari ka nder suudu ɗon ɓe hara men fof mbeɗen tawa mbeɗen jooɗi ɗon kono noon mi annda o kala e amen gooto gola ko honɗum nangue e fii maɓɓe ka ɓernde makko.
Did members of the panel complain about it?
Wonɓe nder panel on ɓe haalno fii maɓɓe na?
Not that I know of.
Mi famani ɗum ɗon.
Mr. Witness, you're just hiding behind you don't know.
No waynoda aɗo suuɗa hoore ma wondema mi anda.
Again, I would read out the statement of Haidara.
Joni mi haalat ko Haidara winno ɗo ko.
Says, unfortunately, the state guards who were in charge of the upkeep and security of the accused persons always like to stay in the panel room, notably Musa Jame, Tumbul Tamba and Alaji Martin, all from the state guard. That is correct, isn't it?
No wayno de ko Haidara wi ko ɓe yimɓe ko limi ɗo ko ɗum woni Tumbul Tamba, Musa Jame,
Alaji Martin. He was not the frequent person in that panel room.
Their presence became a nuisance. That is correct, isn't it?
Tawagol maɓɓe ɗon ɗum noon gila yahi ha ɓooyi ɗum woni haaju ma nduɗa men yiɗani.
That is true, isn't it?
Yeah, they were not welcome. Yes.
So that nuisance wasn't not felt by all?
On wondema tawagol maɓɓe ɗon hewɓe yiɗa ɗum mi sikku ko fof yiiri ɗum noon.
That's a statement of Hydra.
Wasn't the nuisance felt by all? If there's a nuisance, you all know this is a nuisance.
Anyway, I felt it and I've said it.
Well, Hydra
somebody else will come and say the same thing. So what difference?
Mr. Witness, what you are trying to do is you're not being helpful to the commission. If this place is quiet, all of us know it's quiet. You know that all of us know it's quiet. If it is a nuisance, you know it's a nuisance. All of us would know it's a nuisance. Why are you hiding behind, I know it, I don't know whether people know it? I mean, please be helpful to the commission and just answer the questions directly and we move on. This attitude is not helpful. This is not an attitude that is expected of a senior officer, especially a person of your stature. Just help the commission answer the questions and we move on. This is a fact that was known to all. Please answer the questions.
The answer remains the same.
Yes, your answer would remain the same, and Mr. Chair, may the record bear the fact that the witness is not cooperating. The witness is not answering the questions. And I will proceed.
Mr. Chair, if you would permit me, I want to say one or two things.
I will allow you to go ahead and do that. Just to tell you that your coming here is to assist the Commission in seeking the truth of what really happened. Questions being posed to you are not traps to catch you for anything. You're here to help us get a general view of what is happening. Your own individual involvement in issues here and there, or your perception of what the situation is like, that would help us. But we would need to go beyond that to try to find out. In the morning, before the break, we talked about the word that was being used was, were these manifestations intimidating? People with guns inside a panel investigating, individuals with masks and their faces completely covered. That, for a witness appearing before a panel, could be intimidating, and that was it. But we found ourselves bogged down on definition of this, definition of that, definition of this, definition of that. We're not getting the general picture that the Commission really needs at some point to reach some conclusion. But please go ahead. You wanted them to say a word or two. But don't see your coming here as a trap that we are setting to get to you. Council is asking questions on our behalf. We are looking at a general picture of what really happened during those panels. And the more we get from individuals who have been there, either as panelists or as witnesses, that would help us reach some conclusion. But please go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. I respect the position that you've just said, and I'm a bit concerned that as a witness, I'm here to tell the Commission what I know. If Council would want me to be making statement in a general mood and say that is the only truth and not what I'm saying, it will create a doubt on me, and I'm not here to create any doubt. I want that very clear. You have all facts as far as I'm concerned. My facts would add up to the facts that you have. Then you look at whether what I said makes sense to you or does not make sense to you. But the fact that Council will always drive at using some specific words that suits him or the Commission, if I'm not comfortable using those words because of my understanding of what I was doing, I think what I said should be taken now to be noted, and then you make your deductions from what I said. That is my request. I am volunteering to answer all questions, but not in the specific choosing, particularly when you want me to say, yes, everybody had the same feeling. That to me is a bit too much for me to say. That's my take, Chairman.
But to see it as an objective thing, go back to the issue of whether or not the atmosphere was intimidating. That's you can pronounce yourself on that one. Guards or junglers completely disguised, people with weapons inside a witness, a panel room. You can definitely say something about that and say whether or not that is intimidating. Of course it is intimidating. But if you ask them like that, and there is prevarication, then it becomes a little bit difficult to proceed. So let's find a way of proceeding and making sure that your presence here helps us, not a confrontation at all. No, why would we bring you here, waste the time of the country on confrontation? But let's answer the questions. And I don't think the questions were out of order. Council, you wanted them to say?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I wouldn't say anything else. You've said it, the questions weren't out of order. So he should answer the questions. All I am doing is to brush aside the prevarications and insist on getting the answers to the questions. And Mr. Witness, the thing is, the Commission would look at what you said against other people, and other people were happy to clearly state what the environment was. It is quite surprising that you did not want to say what the environment was. You just want to talk about yourself. I mean, talk about the general environment. That's what we want to know. We have heard what you said about yourself. We want to know what the general situation was. And look at Haidara. Again, I'll go back to his statement. He said that we complained about this. We, as in your collective. You, as a collective, complained about this. So if you want to say that you cannot say about the group, then it looks like you are hiding something, when it is not necessary. Just be cooperative and answer the questions.
Yes. I am not sure what you say, let me cooperate, what you want me to say. If Hydra, in his capacity as director then, would say we, as if he had consulted with everybody, that is not my take. I don't understand.
Mr. Witness, do you want to tell us that for him to be entitled to say yes, he would have had to consult with all of you? Is that what you want to make us believe?
No, I don't want to.
But that is what you said.
That is the feeling that he can talk about every other person. I'm not comfortable to talk about every other person, but I talked about the reality on the ground.
You did not talk about the reality of the ground. You talk about your own reality.
That's why I don't need to say, but I said the reality.
Let me continue to ask my questions. If you answer, fine. If you don't answer, the commission would deal with the fact that you have not answered the question.
Yeah, enough.
Haidara said this: the presence became a nuisance and a bigger problem to the panel. Is that true?
Haidara wino be yimbe wombe nder don mo anduda be tawaka e panel o tawagol mabbe don woni hunde mo anduda be yida dum fereng tenon dila yahi ha yeso seda o burtuno Haidara ko dumi.
Is that true?
Their presence was not welcome, but we couldn't do anything.
Sorry about that. I have to confer with the executive secretary.
Don't worry, Council. Maybe we can take our lunch break here. I want the Commission to meet in the conference room with the witness before about 5-10 minutes, somewhere before they continue with their lunch, and then we come back here at 2:30. So let's come back at 2:30.
All right, thank you.
We meet in the conference room. Witness, if you can come and join the commissioners there for about 5 minutes or so. We can't continue like this. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. We come back at 2:30.
When we touch down, better broke down.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see the
For all your pastry, bakery, and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings, and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European, and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe, and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la skincare la 2020 lañ wax de waaw fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache perfect skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu dee am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii